availability increases, we start seeing increased uses of it in professional and personal life. What is the batting average of your favorite baseball player? Want to know what the average house price is in your neighborhood? What about the average salary for your job title? No problem. Just get on the internet and do a few searches and boom, there are your answers. Just because someone can find the information they're looking for doesn't always mean they know how to interpret it. As a result, I thought I would share a multi-post conversation about how to interpret data and graphs, especially if they can be misleading. Today's topic is life expectancy. We've heard stories about how people in ancient times only had life expectancies of 30 to 35 years old, whereas right now, according to the Worldometer, the global life expectancy is 73.4 years. So, does that mean we are able to live longer than people in ancient times? Well, it's not so simple. A BBC article interviewed Stanford University historian Walter Scheidel, who said that life expectancy is a statistical construct, but the lifespan of humans hasn't really changed much. And what does that mean? Well, first you need to understand the concept of average. It is a way to try and find the middle of a group, or what's called the central tendency. It's also often used to define something that is typical or ordinary. To calculate an average, you just add up all of the numbers of whatever you're measuring, then divide by the total observations. The problem with averages is that they can be skewed if there are a lot of values in the low or the high end. Take a look at this quick graph on house prices in two different areas. They both have the same average, but Area 2's prices are being skewed higher because of one big sale. So let's get back to this idea of life expectancy as a statistical construct. Well, in ancient times, was it that people couldn't live to an old age? According to Scheidel, nope. Lifespan was about the same. So what was different? For this, we need to look at how life was different. First, infant and child mortality were high. If children did not often live beyond 5 years old, this would skew the average. For example, if you had the ages at death of 10 people in the chart below, with 4 of them dying in childhood, but 3 of them living to 70 or higher, the average age or life expectancy of this group would be 30.7 years old. The lifespan of this group was still 72, but only 6 people made it to adulthood. In this same BBC article, they state that in ancient Roman times, if a man got to the age of 21 and didn't die by accident, violence, or poison, he could be expected to live almost as long as men today. From the years 1200 to 1745, 21-year-olds would reach an average age of anywhere between 62 and 70 years, except for the 14th century when the bubonic plague cut life expectancy to a paltry 45. So, as you can see, the average is just our way of trying to summarize an often complex amount of data into one number. I often think of the genie in Aladdin when he said, "Phenomenal cosmic powers, itty bitty living space," when I think of what the average is trying to do. The one number of average life expectancy does not tell us anything about the distribution of the data. Is it skewed high or low? And it tries to incorporate life's changes on a national or global scale, infant and child mortality, wars, famines, plagues and pandemics, socio-cultural shifts like increases in drug overdoses or mental health deaths into one itty-bitty number. Next time you are looking at the average of something, pause for a minute and think about whether the data is skewed and what exactly that average represents.